In this demonstration video, we'll be showing how to set up the LabLINK download utility, which allows a user to automatically sync data that exists in LabLINK onto their local or a network drive of their choosing. So to start off with, we are going to download the download utility, and there's a setup.exe file that we'll need to launch. Now, the application does require administrative privileges. And once it is installed, we can find it under Link Engineering. We'll see it right here, LabLINK Data Download Utility. As a new user is opening the software, the first thing you want to do is go to Settings, and we're going to go to General. And here we need to type in the address of where the server is located. And in this particular case, we have a web-facing server, and we've also got to suggest a destination file path that where we're going to put this data that we sync from LabLINK. So this is going to go right to my hard drive in a link data sync folder. Now, if I click the validate button, that will go out and make sure that this server it can connect to. Okay, so I'm getting an error message right now. No user is currently logged in. Okay, so I'm going to go to the user tab, and I'm going to enter my username and my password, and I'm going to click the login button. Okay, now that I've done that, you'll notice that the button now says log out, and you'll also see that Greg.Smith is logged in. So I'm going to go back to the General tab here, and I'm going to click Save. Okay, so now we can see that right now there are no active tests that I am syncing to my PC. So if I go over to Favorites, okay, there's a number of different options here. You can subscribe to all tests that I'm assigned as the primary and or secondary user. We can pick the number of days to sync. We can search for a specific test. We can search for ones assigned to me. If we leave all of this blank and we click the search button, this is going to bring up all of the test requests that I have access to. Now, if I was to filter this by only ones that have test data on them, now we'll notice that this is all that we have. Now, in the specific example for this demonstration, LabLINK 1 is going to be the test that you are interested in. So there's a few things that we can do here. You can go ahead and click Add, and this is going to add this to my list of tests that I would like to sync. And because there's test data in this one here, which is a demonstration test that I've done, I'm also going to add this one. Okay, and I would encourage you to do the same thing so that we can verify that this is functioning for you. Okay, now once I've added these to my favorites, if I just go back to the data page, we'll now see what the current status is. And we'll notice that LabLINK 1 is in a request data reviewed. There is no data yet, so there's essentially nothing to do. Its status is currently idle. Now we will notice that on this active test, this other demonstration one that I have here, this test is considered, we're in progress right now. We can see the laboratory that this test resides under, and we can see that we're 7%, 8% now of the total test. As we get to 100%, we will notice that this status will go to idle, and if the vehicle was still continuing to drive out there, occasionally as data goes up to LabLINK, it would come back down to us as we're sitting here. Now, one of the other things that we can do would be to connect to this LabLINK server directly. So we're going to navigate to the appropriate web page. Okay, and once we're here, if I go to test requests and search, I can now search for all requests, and I could narrow this down to laboratories and things if I like, but we'll notice that LabLINK 1, this is the test that you'll be specifically interested in, is here, as well as this one here that is showing as active. Now this is one that I actually have data going to. So if I was to click on this test request, got all kinds of different options that we can do here. One of which would be obtaining the test data files right here. So if I were to click on this icon, we'll launch a screen that shows all of the test data files that reside and are attached to this test request currently. So you can see there are many hundreds of them. So this is NVH data with MP3 and spectral files. So there's a significant amount of files that are here. Now on an individual basis, these could be selected. If we were to click this here, this will open these categories up, and then we could select individual files if need be. We could download here, and that would download to a zip file. Or using this data download utility, all of that will happen for us automatically. You can notice that it's 37% here now. So as a vehicle's out running, if you have this sync, the nice thing is that as the vehicle is completed with its shift, you've got a couple of minutes later. By then, basically, you're completely up to date with all the latest and greatest information. Something else worth mentioning here as well is that from the LabLINK download utility tool directly, we have a number of different things that we can do just by right mouse clicking on the individual test name. So we could set a priority level. We can open this in Windows Explorer, as well as we can open this in RevData Plus. So by clicking that, we can actually launch RevData Plus and navigate directly to that test of interest. This concludes our demonstration video on test data download.